Good afternoon everybody and welcome back to the F1 2016 career mode. It is back after a little short sabbatical while I was away, and we are here for the latest round of our career mode at Canada. After the last episode at Monaco, if you've not seen it then make sure to check it out after this, which was pre-recorded unfortunately, but unfortunately it happened. So hopefully everyone is doing alright in the chat, and it is great to see you guys on there, so it should be good. So before we start, obviously big breaking news has just happened in the last few minutes. Just before I started streaming this, is Jenson Button has sadly retired, or is taking a year off from McLaren, as he's not racing in F1 next season. It'll be Stoffel Van Dorn and Alonso teaming up next season, which is a very tasty lineup, I have to say. And Button is going to be an ambassador to McLaren, but he may come back in 2018 if Alonso retires. So, interesting. So, I'd love to see what you guys think of that. Before we go into this as well, I will be streaming tomorrow for the AOR social race at, I think it's Silverstone that we've got tomorrow. And I can officially say that me and Fizzy have started recording episodes for our co-op career mode. So, the first episode will be out next week, or this week coming up, so keep your eyes peeled for that on there. But without further ado, we're going to jump into this, so make sure guys you haven't already to subscribe, you haven't already if you're new around here, and to slap a like on this. And if we hit 100 likes guys, or somewhere close to that, maybe 80 to 100 likes, then I will stream again later today for another career mode at Baku of all tracks as well. If not, then I'll be doing a multiplayer with the subs possibly later later on tonight. So we'll see how it goes. If not, then it will be if we hit the target, then I'll do another career mode, guys. If not, it will just be like an hour long, hour and a half race with the subs later on tonight. So without further ado, we're jumping straight into our career mode, and it's going to put us straight into qualifying, unfortunately. So I'm afraid I don't know how to get into the laptop, unfortunately, but we've got 719 development points. We got them from the practice that we've done on there. And yes, Phoenix Craft, I've seen your question. I've just been a bit busy. I am good, thank you. On there. So we're going to jump straight into qualifying then. It's 50% as always, and we'll jump straight into this. So we'll see how this goes. Currently, as you can see, we had a great finish in Monaco, and we're doing pretty well in the standings, I've got to say. So I'm very happy with that. Henry, I have a Fanatec CSR EU wheel. It's not the best wheel, I'm going to be brutally honest. I've had it for 4.5 years now, and it's done me well, but I am in dire need of a upgrade, but I don't have finance, unfortunately, so oh well. So we've got Crofty talking now over us for qualifying. But yeah, all the details are in the description anyway, so.
It's traditionally been about maximizing top speed. Do you simply remove as much downforce as possible, hang on into the corners and max out down the straights?
The teams will have arrived with all manner of parts designed to capitalize on the long straights.
We'll just skip, I'm getting a bit bored of that. So we're into qualifying then for this. So let me know guys in the comments where you think I'm going to be finishing this race. Qualifying actually. Excuse me. And see how we go with this. On there, we have a setup as always. I managed to get one done when I was testing out the game, so it's a setup that I'm going to be running for Canada. If you want to use it, guys, feel free to. So just pause the video and just go through every little section, and you should be able to get it. So let's have a look at. We're going to go on a set of. We're going to get that sorted. So I need to find out actually because. You're early. I know, it's great, isn't it? I did say I was going to upload after, or stream after the qualifying session, but just a bit late. But remember guys, if we get 80 likes on this or more, I will stream Baku tonight for career mode. If not, it will just be the normal multiplayer with subscribers, because that was quite good when I did it on release day, so we're going to do that. So we'll see how this goes. Obviously traffic's going to be interesting around this track, so times will be interesting, we'll say the least. So we'll have to wait and see. slight lock up there. Massa, 15.8 first lap. Oh, we just hit the curb there. But we are up. Just a bit of a lock up there. We are going very aggressive on the setup, so we may struggle in the race. So we'll have to wait and see. Race with subtype. Oh, just a lock up there. Obviously this track is very, very strict in corner cutting, so we've got to be very cautious. And I don't want to get a penalty, which we've had quite frequently in the series, which obviously we don't want. Let's come down the on there. And obviously, guys, if you don't know, we've had the patch, and I've got to say I'm very impressed with the patch. Obviously, you've got the new thing on the dashboard there with the replaced front wing, which is quite a nice feature, I've got to say. And also the fuel mix as well, telling us how many laps we've got, so it's not too bad. As we go P3 at the minute, so a very good time there from us. Obviously, we made a few mistakes, but we'll have to take it on the chin. And that is going to be our first section done of qualifying, so very happy with that pace. We have got a very good car around this track, I've got to say, with the upgrades we've put on the car. So we should see if that is the case, and obviously with the more aggressive setup, obviously with the Renault engine that we have, the old Ferrari engine, we need to run a lot less downforce than normal, so we're going to see. Someone's mentioned about me doing a Toro Rosso to Red Bull career mode. You'll be surprised what I've got planned, or I've got, as I've cut the track there, I've got some plans of my like different routes and paths that I've got, as Ricciardo is now the fastest man at the minute. So I could go to another midfield team, could go to McLaren, could go to maybe go to Force India, maybe go to Renault, maybe Williams. You never know, guys. But I can definitely say it won't be Mercedes. I can definitely say that, or Ferrari, or. So we're going to go into the pit stops.
Low chance of rain now. If the situation changes, we'll let you know.
You're at AV, Morgan, Prince. Who else is here that I know? And as we go into our box, there's a new thing as well for the patch, as you may have seen just then, that in the pit lane you're not fixed to cockpit. You can have any camera angle, which is kind of nice. Obviously good for you guys, so you can make up. Ryan planning on winning this race. I wouldn't really say that, Alfie. It's going to be very tricky, I've got to say. We're going to look at the weather actually for the race, because if there's rain, then we've kind of screwed this up in terms of setup. Not much, Alfie. If we just set a quali time, we're in P4, but obviously the AI do pick up their pace later on, so we'll have a look at the race. Oh, we've got rain in the race. We've got a little bit of rain like halfway through the race, so that's going to be interesting actually. So we're just going to skip a bit of this. Don't really need to do it. So we're P5. I'll definitely settle for P5 or P6 now. P6 still, which is not too bad. We've actually gone quickest in the first and last sector, which is quite interesting. So the possibility, guys, I may go up to Ultimate AI very soon if we keep this up. Obviously, you guys know I have made some mistakes in a few of the races, so we're in P9 at the minute. We're hardly 4 tenths off the fastest time, which is quite good, so I'll take that. So we're going to jump onto another set of the ultra soft tyre, and we're going to go head back out onto the track. So it will be a dry, wet, dry, and it's going to be carnage. That is right. But make sure, guys, to share this video out. Would really appreciate it. We're nearly at 10,000 subscribers as well, guys, which is just going to be a massive achievement for myself. As Rosberg's gone quickest again, and I'm actually going to get some space actually to our teammates. So I'm just going to back off a bit. So here we go. Let's see if we can get a good time. That's not a good start to the lap. So let's see what we can do with this time then. Just being cautious there. We're going to try and save a bit of rear tyres here if we can, because this track is very dependent on your rear tyres and your traction, so As we just go past Raikkonen, so we are still purple in the first sector, which is interestingly enough, but was down on Rosberg, which I don't understand that. But look at the time we've gained. We've gained 3 tenths already. We're going to get a bit of slipstream from Grosjean, who just avoids us there, just about. Just went a bit too deep there. That cost us a tiny bit of time. But we're 8 tenths of a second behind Rosberg at this point. So you can just see the AI are very strong in that middle sector. Ryan Bottlemore. I've not heard that. I've heard that so many times. Who's this in front of us then? Who may hold us up here? It's Bottas. Hopefully we get some slipstream, which will help us. It we're not going to improve though, which is not what I want. No, Bottas there just gave us a bit of time there, but we can go again for another lap if we want to. I think we will. Even though we're half a second down, we've got to go again. See if we can gain some time. So we're going to battle Bottas now. Oh, we've hit the wall. That's not going to do us any favours. Oh, look at the time we've gained now. And the extra help of draft as well from Bottas. Just what we need here. Bottas is actually helping us here massively. So we're just behind Bottas, who is actually behind us in positions, which is interesting, but we're going to get a nice run on him here. Going to go around the outside of him with a bit of side draft as well. It's a drag race. And we actually get past him there, which is quite good. Just a bit aggressive there, but we're up actually by 8 tenths, so this is going to be close actually of pole position, and we get pole, guys. Brilliant there. Nice. That basically, we've got to thank Bottas there for that. Massively props to Bottas with the draft there. So that's what basically got us pole position. Just gained all that time in the last sector. Bottle Bass. So really, guys, we've got to thank Bottas there for the pole position. Absolutely banging there with our low downforce, but it's going to be interesting because the rain, heavy fuel as well, we're going to be struggling in the race. So I took a gamble with the set, worked in quali nicely, probably won't work in the race, so I'm going to probably go for a top 5. Alonso as well, massive shock there in P4 for the McLaren, so, and that is our first pole of the season, guys, as well, so that's what we needed. A good kickstart to this race. Harry, I think you can kind of know what you're going to go for. I think it's this. You need ultimate AI, mate. Yep. We've got an achievement as well, which is fantastic, so what we need. So we're going to see how this race goes, because obviously the race is different to quali, and we'll see if we do. I may jump it up to ultimate, but remember, guys, the traffic around here in qualifying is terrible, so as you saw there with Bottas, so we'll see. We've got 88 points, we're up to 807 points, and this is going to be nice. We're going to beat Sainz for the first time in our battle, just comprehensively actually, as you can see. Absolutely smashed it. Beat Sainz, and that is what we need. This is going to help nicely actually as well. So we're into the green for the first time this season, so on the cheeky Nando's, cheeky indeed. But look at that, guys, we're now in the middle of the green, so that's what we need right now. So I'm going to pause for a minute, and then we're going to do this for the YouTube video, of course. As you guys know, I start the video off from when we're in the garage, and then obviously hear the agent, and then all that malarkey. So without further ado, we're going to sit back. So make sure, guys, to like this video if you have liked it, and I will try and talk to you guys on the long straight and on the formation app, of course, and in the pits as well. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. So until then, guys, let's get on with this video. Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of our F1 2016 Career Mode Live. We are here in Canada after a reasonable performance there. We managed to get into the points, which is what we needed to do, and we're here at Canada. But before we go into it, we're going to hear from our lovely agent and see what we're going to be our expectations for the race.
Hey, how are you? I have some information on the race goals you should keep in mind.
So for this race, we've got to finish 6th or higher and beat our teammate, and obviously our championship target is 8th or higher in this one. But in qualifying, if you watch this live, which is exclusive to anyone who watched this live, so if you're watching this back unfortunately, and you want to watch the qualifying, you need to make sure to watch me live, which I always let you guys know on Twitter, so make sure to follow me on Twitter, which I'll leave in the description below for you guys to follow and be informed on there. As you can see right in front of you, we have already beaten our rivalry with Carlos Sainz, which is fantastic. We've got 807 points as well, which is massive as well in terms of an upgrade. And as you can see, we can go for a massive upgrade. So what I'm going to be doing is using it on the crankshaft of the engine to give us a massive boost and actually potentially put us ahead or matching Williams, which is definitely what we need to do on there. And in the standings, you can see we're currently P7 overall, which is fantastic for us, and ahead comfortably of our teammate Sainz. And in the Constructors, that's the wrong button, I apologise. In the Constructors, we are P4 as well, quite comfortably ahead of Force India. But without further ado, guys, we're going to be heading now onto the track for the Canadian Grand Prix and see if we can pull off our first win of the season in a Toro Rosso and do a Vettel-esque performance. So, without further ado, let's get on with the race.
There is, as I look out of my commentary box window, a very large and very excited crowd here today, eagerly anticipating another memorable race. Lewis Hamilton took his maiden win on this circuit in 2007. Jenson Button came from last place to win here in 2011, and there's certainly no shortage of drama on offer here at the Canadian Grand Prix. If you want flat-out racing, you've come to the right place this weekend, as it's full throttle for 59% of this 2.7-mile circuit, peaking at around 210 miles per hour going into the final chicane. But that speed requires discipline, and there are more than a few close walls here just waiting to punish drivers with a heavy right foot. It's a favourite for fans and drivers alike then here in Canada. We're used to seeing the unexpected happen here, and with me today to enjoy it all is Anthony Davidson, a man who knows firsthand the surprises that can pop up in this race.
I do indeed. I had a good chance at some points here in 2007, but unfortunately it wasn't meant to be. My old colleague Takuma Sato, though, he managed to finish 6th, so the team took home 3 valuable points, and that was a big boost to everyone at the time. I'm not sure I can think of anywhere else that so consistently provides the kind of late race excitement we get here. Obviously, towards the end of the Grand Prix, the brakes are getting worn, maybe the weather situation has changed, so there's a lot to keep fighting for all the way up to that final corner.
You've done well to put it on pole, but we've still got work to do. Trying to cover the inside line off the start.
So before the off, let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid. It's Toro Rosso in pole position then, with Nico Rosberg alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Alonso, Daniel Ricciardo, and Verstappen, Raikkonen, Hamilton, Sainz, and Felipe Massa.
So we're on the grid then for our first pole of the season in the Toro Rosso here at Canada, and we have got rain in the air, as you can see by the race strategy, and we're going to pit doing a one-stop strategy, as you can see, but we may have to pit early, obviously with the wet weather, so we have no idea what that is going to be. So we're going to see how it goes. We're going to add a bit of fuel as well, so we can burn a bit during the race as well. But without further ado, guys, we're going to head onto the track, and remember, if you're watching this back, if we hit 80 likes, guys, I will immediately upload the next round of career mode for you guys, as we will be leading the pack then. For the first time in this series, we are on pole, as Jeff is going to be talking to us, so informing us there. So for the first time this series, we are leading the pack on the formation lap, which obviously, if you guys do not know, is the newest feature to the F1 games, and it is a good one as well for me personally, as I quite like to warm up the tyres and just adds a bit more realism to the game as well. So we're on the ultra soft tyre, and the question is, when would it rain is the question. So I'm going to do a little bit of a cheeky word now.
Confirmed.
Oh, that's the wrong button. As I can just hear Rosberg, and I can hear the growling of the Honda of Fernando Alonso there. So I'm just going to quickly...
Expecting light rain within 5 minutes.
So the rain's coming.
Laps of fuel remaining. Comfortably above target on the fuel load. We have spare fuel to use.
So as you can hear there, we've got 5 minutes rain. So that's what I needed to hear. So we will have to pit for the intermediates. So we'll need to go onto the soft tyre, which is interesting. So just got to warm up the tyres. Just get them up to temperature right now. As Rosberg nearly ghosted us there when I was trying to do a burnout, so that's not what I wanted to do there, so I was kind of worrying there. And we will obviously take back the pole, our first place, but I wanted to do a burnout because I always do burnouts on the race just to get them up to temperature, so not what I needed to do on there. And we'll just go through Vettel and Rosberg as Rosberg goes into his his grid slot of P2. So not what I wanted to do there. So I kind of feel bad that I did that for you guys. So we're waiting now for the last couple of cars onto the grid. So it's going to be, I'm going to guess, around about lap 7, lap 8 before we will pit for when the rain comes. So we're going to be pitting on lap 11 apparently according to the game. So we'll see. As we line up then on the grid for this race. Last car is on the slot. We build the revs now. And round 7, I think this is, of career mode is away. And we have a delayed start from us, but an even worse start for Rosberg. And we hold on to the lead of the race there. But we will be sitting ducks on the back straight. So we need to really build a gap in the first two sectors really to stand any chance of holding on to this lead. So it's going to be very tricky, but we'll see how we go in this race. We nearly won a race in Spain, and hopefully we can go one better and win this race, which would be a fantastic achievement for the team at Toro Rosso, and do a Sebastian Vettel in 2008 at Monza and pick up their second win in their entire career, which will be good. So we're already starting to build a little gap to Rosberg, who is battling with Sebastian Vettel, obviously. Just go a bit wide, though, into the hairpin. So I'm going to get the intermediates ready, just in case of the rain coming early, is the question. So we're coming down the straight then. Just a bit of oversteer. We come across the line, start another lap. As we come into the hairpin, not hairpin, why am I saying hairpin? It's not a flipping hairpin. We're going to go into standard mix, but we've got a nice gap as Vettel now takes second place from Rosberg. So definitely what we needed, those two squabbling, which will just increase our gap a little bit. It's what we need, but I am very strong at Canada from testing out time trial around here, so I should be quite consistently good on pace. So we'll have to wait and see. Just this middle sector we're a bit weak at. Obviously there's a lot of downforce in this sector, so we will be slower than the pack, but in the straights we will be relatively on par with them. So that's what we need to do. The gap's 1.4 seconds, and we're just going to look behind, and Alonso's still P4, it seems. So it's myself, then Vettel, then Rosberg from Alonso in the top 4, and there's still no rain around, so that's what we need at the minute. It's going to be very cautious through the last corner, and they're still fighting behind as well, which is actually helping me a lot. As you can see, we go fastest lap of the race. We go a bit wide there as the DRS is now enabled, but Rosberg, Vettel and Alonso squabbling will help us massively right now. And even Alonso's fighting with the Mercedes and the Ferrari, so that's very interesting, I've got to say the least. because of that battle. It's now 2 seconds now. And it's actually bringing Raikkonen into the mix right now. Just a bit wide though. Late break. So I'm actually going to lean actually. So we're just going to save a bit of fuel right now. Just a little bit of fuel, but the battle between Rosberg and Vettel, as you can see, is helping me massively, as I think Raikkonen's up to 4th, passing Alonso. So we'll see how it goes. But the big thing there, once they spread out though, that's when they're going to be catching us. So that's going to be the big question. Once they spread out, they will be quicker. As you saw in Spain with Hamilton, that's when it's going to be interesting, as Raikkonen's passed Rosberg and is up to 4th. So we've got Ferrari 2nd and 3rd at the minute. So I may actually, I'm going to check on Jeff, because he said the rain was coming in 5 minutes, but it's been more than that. But we're just starting to lock up a bit there, so been a bit. So you can see there, my point is answered. Vettel now has gained half a second on us in the first sector. So and I think I've seen, there is rain, guys. There is rain in the air. I've just seen a bit of rain fall on my helmet there. So there is rain in this last sector. You can just see a bit of it there. So we will be pitting very shortly, actually. And you can see the rain now in the last sector. You can see it easily now. And you can just see the Ferraris are catching up now. Now they've ended their battle with Rosberg, so we're going to have to watch them now. You can see they've gained 3/10 of a second, so this is what I was on about. Once they spread out the pack, the AI, they are quick, so we're going to be in a bit of bother right now. We're just starting to lose a bit of grip now, so I wonder if the weather is intensifying quite hard now. We'll have to wait and see. It's too early to pit though for intermediates. It's a bit of oversteer, but they are catching us up now. So this is going to be fun, I've got to say. It's a bit of oversteer, but they are coming. Lock up there. Oh god, we've gone wide. Maybe this part of the track is getting a bit wet. Too wet for us. So that's what I mean. With the rain right now, this is going to be interesting. And again, massive moment there from us. So you can just see now, look at Raikkonen and Vettel just hunting me down like a pack of wolves. It's just getting wet now. So we may have to pit in a minute for the intermediates, but when is it that crossover period is the question. Just gonna have to brake a bit early now for the corners, just to stop the traction like that. It's getting a lot of wheel spin. It's actually going to help Rosberg out massively and catch us up. Just no grip, starting to lose a lot of grip right now.
We're considering switching to an alternate strategy. Do you want to change or stick to plan A?
So let's have to see what Jeff's strategy is. Oh, it's the same strategy that I was going to do, so apparently Jeff wants me to pit this lap, which is kind of interesting. As Raikkonen's got a beautiful run at it. Is he going to get the move done? I think we'll stay out another lap. I think we'll ignore Jeff. As long as we're cautious, we should be fine. Come into turn 1 once again. Grip starting to go now. You can remember these tyres are supposed to go to around about lap 10 as well, so they will be going off the cliff right now. As you can see, the rears are 40, nearly halfway. So you can see it's me, Raikkonen and Vettel, the two Ferraris behind us. They've got the 2016 spec engine, we've got the 2015 spec engine of Ferrari. It's not what we need, but I just don't think it's time to pit yet. I think it's too early still. This sector is quite wet. As you can see, we're making a bit of mistakes there. Raikkonen's got a cheeky chance of a move. We've got the best traction and we stay in position. People are telling me to pit. I'm not really sure to pit or not right now. I just don't know. I maybe have to go for another lap. Because Raikkonen's staying out. No one's pitting though. That's the point. I don't understand. As how have they got grip and I haven't got any grip whatsoever? So we take back the lead from Raikkonen. From that. Just got no grip on these tyres right now. So I think I will pit this time. Take a bit of a gamble. I'm just losing the back end completely now. So we will box this time for a set of the intermediate tyres. I'm just nursing this car back. Massive tank slapper. Got lots of fuel as well under our bank, so it's not too bad. Just no grip now in these rears. We have to brake really early for this corner, as you saw earlier. Okay, I think I saw a bit of spray coming off the front left, so I'm going to be definitely coming in this time. So I'm taking your word for it, guys. We will box this time. We are going to be going onto the intermediate tyres. We'll drop to lean as well to save a bit of fuel. As we get into the box, and no one's coming in. So very interesting strategy. This could work out for us, or it could not work. We've got Red Bull mechanics as well. Ricciardo, I think, is in the pits with us. So we're going to see who this is. It is Ricciardo as well, who's onto the soft tyre. So Ricciardo actually has done that wrong, actually. So I think they're going to lose out here. Well, Ricciardo's definitely going to lose out of it. I think the rest of the pack will go on to the intermediate. So bad call from Red Bull there. And we've started in 8th place, so not too bad. We've got Bottas and Sainz. Bottas, who helped us in qualifying, get pole position with a massive slipstream. So we're just going to nurse these tyres at the minute. It's on that borderline of intermediate and dry at the minute. As we go into the middle sector though, we have the grip. You can just see we're not losing that much time, so I think it is now time for the AI to definitely pit now as Bottas goes down the inside of Sainz. Oh my god, oh my lord, that was interesting. Free wide situation there. Oh, they've made contact as well. Not what they wanted, but these guys have to pit now. They have to pit. The top 5 have to pit for sure now, because it's now that time for the intermediate tyres. But bad call there from Ricciardo's lot to pit for the softs. Very interesting, as the DRS is now disabled, which obviously gives a clear indication that it is time for the wet tyres, as the rest of the pack in front pit for a set of the intermediate tyres. And this is going to be close actually between myself and Raikkonen, as Raikkonen's just come out of the box. This is going to be quite close actually, and Raikkonen pips us just about, and Raikkonen will have the net lead of the race. And Sainz stays out actually, so I don't know what Sainz is doing. He should have pitted really. So Sainz is going to lose out massively. But whoever's leading the race, I think it's Vettel leading the race. I'm not too sure who is leading this race. I'm pretty sure it's Vettel. But he's going to lose out massively here. It's going to be a bit of a slap of oversteer. So really now it's a two-way scrap for the lead. Oh, locked up. Got to take the escape road. Just braked at the dry line, which is not what we needed to do, and gives Raikkonen a bit of a sniff. I'm going to go up to Rich. So we come into the hairpin. 2.2 seconds then is the gap. We need to go out in a Sebastian Vettel moment now and see, but it's Vettel currently leading at the minute, but I think he will pit this time for the intermediates. He has to pit. We go into the last corner, and he is indeed in the pits. He was just coming out, so we will jump ahead of Sebastian Vettel, and it is now myself in a Ferrari sandwich, which is very nice and tasty with being the Ferrari. So we've gained a bit on Raikkonen here. Obviously you will have seen from China we were quite quick than the AI in the intermediates before it dried up, so we've got to think about how long we can last on these intermediates and when the weather's going to ease off. As we saw at the start of the video, it's going to dry up, so we need to think about what tyre to go on to the end of this race. I don't think we'll go on the ultra soft unless it's dry. It doesn't dry up till lap 27 or some like 24. So if this rains with us for a while, then we may have a chance. If not, it will most likely be the super soft tyre or the soft that will go on once the track dries up. Just going to get in the slipstream. We would have DRS, but obviously we don't have it. Just going to drop it to standard for the time being. Going to be very cautious then. Raikkonen's being a bit cautious as Vettel is slowly catching us both up, with Rosberg in 4th. Just broke really late for the corner, just had a bit of a lock up there which won't do us any favours. Get a bit of a flat spot. Oh, massive tank slapper there. I'm going to try and hold it now. Just about. And the reason why I went for the engine upgrade as well, if you guys didn't see, is obviously you've got Baku, Austria coming up, mainly good for cars with top speed, so it may help us a bit with straight line. So we'll see if that is the case. Remember guys, if we hit 80 likes or more, if you're watching this live, then I will stream Baku later tonight. So if not, it will be something else, and I think the career mode will be put on tomorrow afternoon after the Italian Grand Prix, so, or before the Italian Grand Prix. Haven't really decided yet, but Vettel is catching us very slowly right now, but we've got a nice run on Raikkonen now. This could give us a bit of an indication of maybe a possible move to Ferrari in the future. We have to wait and see. As we come into the final corner, bit of a tank slapper. We've got good traction against the Ferrari, so we could make a move into turn 1. But I'm just going to be very cautious. We need to save these tyres and not don't be too aggressive, otherwise we will have to pit again for the inters, and I don't want to be doing that. I'm going to try and do another hold out until the dry weather arrives, and then we can massive oversteer there, which actually gives us a warning, so not what we needed. So we're going to see how this goes. I'm going to probably leave Legend AI on for Baku and Austria, and then if we're really comfortable and consistently in the podium positions like this, then I will jump it to Ultimate for Silverstone. I think it's Silverstone, after Austria. I'm pretty sure it is. And then obviously from Silverstone onwards we'll run Ultimate AI. Maybe even Austria. I might run Ultimate in Austria for you guys. So we're coming in then into the hairpin. Since we've had a few weeks with the game, I'm pretty confident now with this, so we should be able to do Ultimates very soon. It's going to get a nice run here. Just have a slight lock up on the front right. Tyres looking okay.
Say that again, we're having trouble receiving.
Oh, that's not what I needed to hear. We've got issues with the radio, so I can't really know when the rain's going to stop for now. I'll try again.
There's static over the radio, say again. The radar is showing a clear period. Rain expected to stop in about 15 minutes.
So we've got rain easing off in 15 minutes, so that's what we needed. So we could actually be going, we need to go on to the super soft tyre, I feel. We need to be going onto that tyre. As we need to do, I'm not sure actually, I don't know if we can do that, because I saw an Arava's video on there that you didn't apparently do the allocated tyres that you need to have, so that's something I need to be kind of worried about. So I need to probably go on to a set of the super softs, I think, to the end. Vettel now 2.3 seconds behind. So I do apologise if you see the Steam overlay popping up in the bottom right hand corner. I don't think it's going to come up. Hopefully it's not up. If it is, I apologise. It is distracting. I know you guys want to play F1 with me, but it's not the right time. But we've got a good run on Raikkonen out of the last corner. We're going to try and go around the outside, and we do so. And we take the lead of the Canadian Grand Prix back from Raikkonen. And this is what we needed right now. And it's now a waiting game to see when it's going to dry up. Obviously we've got 15 minutes of cut into the game, and that Steam message is coming up regularly and it's distracting me, and I don't really want that right now. I don't think you guys can see it in the stream, but I can see it, and it's really off-putting. So someone doesn't want me to win this race. Come then into this sector. Oh, gone out wide there. Raikkonen's got a good chance here. It's right on the back then. But we've just got that good traction out of the slow corners. Just a bit of a lock up. So we go into the... Not seeing the safety car though. That's interesting, considering this track is very known for its safety cars, which is interesting. Oh god, no, we've done a Rosberg. Nearly went to the pits then. Just locked up. And we've lost the lead of the race again because of that lock-up. Not what I needed. So we lose the lead of the race again. Look who's now behind us. Vettel is on our backs. So Vettel, who is currently leading the championship, I believe, at the minute, so this is going to be good for Sebastian. Mercedes, not in real life, are not doing that well compared to how their success has been so far this season, so a bit of a shock to see that, but it's good to see a bit of a mixed bag as we get a massive tank slapper on Dirty F and Raikkonen. But it is starting to ease off right now, the rain. It's starting to become less intensifying. Let's come into the chicane. A bit of traction on there, but now we've got a freeway horse. I have said it. We've got two prancing horses, and we've got a bull in the middle. Get a very nice exit on Raikkonen. And can we get past him? We're going to go around the outside. He's not giving us much room, but we have to be right next to the wall, almost. And we brake later than him, and we take back the lead of the Canadian Grand Prix once again. Just about, as we're going to pull off to the left just to cool these tyres down a bit. As we're coming up nearly now to the halfway stage of this race. Been very exciting race this is, I've got to say. Reminds me of China, this situation. But we had rain at the start, which kind of went on for about 3/4 of the race. But this one, interesting, I've got to say. starting to lose a bit of grip now. Vettel is right on the back of his teammate as we just get a bit of oversteer on exit. Managing to hold off Rosberg actually. Rosberg's falling off the pack of the two Ferraris, so that's quite a surprise. As we just go a bit too deep into that corner. Need to have a little word with Jeff in a minute. Need to know what the weather status is right now. Weather report.
Current reports are suggesting rain will stop in 10 minutes' time.
Right, the rain's going to stop in. We can actually go onto the ultra soft tyre, but I've got the feeling that we have to do at least 2 different sets of tyre. So I may have to go onto the super softs, and it will be safer for us as well. Oh, massive wheel spin. Why would I go onto the full wets? That's a bit silly now, isn't it? When it's easing up. That's a bit silly now. Just losing it slightly now, but if I was Raikkonen, I would let Vettel through for the championship perspectives. Because Vettel would gain massively in the championship, but this would pull us very close to a top 5, I think, in the standings, or somewhere close to that. Oh god, we've hit the wall, we've hit the wall. It's the lock up there. Push us wide, and we have to cut the corner, and we lose the lead to Raikkonen again, but just locked up, lost control of the car. We're going to try and go around the outside of Vettel, try and get back second place. We have got second place for the time being. And we get it done nicely around the outside. So that's the thing we've got to be careful of. I think we need to alter the brake bias there just a little bit. Just bring it forward actually, just a little bit. Just to help us reduce oversteer. Which made the car slide out behind, the back end slide out and hit the front end. So we were lucky to not lose any front wing from that. So it's not what we needed right now. So I put the brake bias up a click, and Raikkonen's starting to struggle now, which is obviously holding me up and holding his teammate up. So trying to go past Raikkonen there. He was going really too slowly for the corner. There is slowly a dry line emerging. Oh my lord, saved it there. So I wonder if these guys will stay out till the dry period comes, but it is getting drier. So I need to cool these tyres down, so we're going to pull off. Well, they're alright, 28%, it's not too bad. But this will start to overheat now with the dry line emerging, so we need to stay off the racing line for the time being. Just cool the tyres down right there. We're going up to 16 laps to go at the line. Raikkonen leads the race, me in second and Vettel in third, but either way a top 3 would be fantastic. It would be our first podium of the season as well, after missing out in Spain with the incident with Hamilton, which a lot of you gave your suggestions on whose fault it was at the time. So we've got plenty of fuel as well, so we can use it. We're going to use the rich mix once we go to dry weather conditions. So we're going to go into standard for the time being, just save a tiny bit more fuel. We actually go into lean actually. We could save some wheel spin as well, save some rear degradation, and just stay behind Raikkonen for the time being, just save fuel. I think Sebastian's doing the same because he's backed off massively right now. He's coming back at us now. He could be up to Rich again. We can just see a little lines emerging now. A dry line slowly emerging now on the track. You can just see Vettel now has got a beautiful run on us, but just too far back to make a move. Just short shift up. monsoon tyres. Agreed, this would be safety car weather or red flag weather. It's a very good point from someone in the chat. It's quite funny actually, I've got to say. So we've only got 15 laps to go. We'll have a little word with Jeff in a minute to know what's the situation. In terms of the weather, surely it's got to be now 5 minutes now before the rain's going to ease off. It's getting brighter in this part of the lap.
We think the rain will last for another 5 minutes.
5 more minutes. Oh, just a bit wide again. Massive tank slapper there as well. So it's all going to depend on... I think we've just been tapped by Vettel actually. Vettel's just tapped us and we're glued to him. Oh, that's not what I needed right now. That is not what we needed. Vettel tapped us from behind and we spin it. And we just had no grip to turn it round. Dang it. Vettel surely must get a penalty for that. That is not on, my friend. And to sum it up, we've got a penalty as well. Wahey! Just what we needed right now.
Okay, copy that.
So that's just what, second time this season we've been tapped out by an AI driver. And then we get a penalty as well for the last corner. Not on. So I've got to pull something out of the bag now to get anywhere near the podium right now, but we've been done over there. Absolutely done over. So we're going to have to really give it the full beans now. And again, just wide out of that corner. And I will say now, guys, I will not be changing front wing. I'm definitely turning it off. Just for the amount of laps we have, I don't see the point, if I'm honest. There's no point. Unless a safety car comes out, then I will. Just need to pull away from Alonso now, who's the car behind, who's in P6. As they're coming in the pits, so that's interesting. They're pitting this early? Surely they've got to be going on intermediates, surely. They have to go on to intermediates. And that actually is going to help us massively, actually. So this could be our saving grace here, right now. If we stay out and then go on to the super softs, once the track dries up, this actually could help us. As they are... So they are actually in the... They've been in the pits for another set of intermediates, so... Interesting call there from the teams. And I think the track's drying up now. I think it's slowly picking up, so we now take what will be... I think we'll be in the lead of the race, but we again go wide at this corner. We're still going to continue though. I'm just going YOLO right now. So just basically just cost them there massively. The cars behind. So we're going to stay off the racing line. Just keep these tyres cool until the track is bone dry, until we hear Jeff say pit for the dries. Unless I see an AI car pit for dries. And I don't think that's happening. Raikkonen's coming out of the pits. And we've just got off the track. So Raikkonen will take the lead of the race, unfortunately. And we will come in with P2 at the minute. So that is definitely what we needed right now. And we've got a warning there. I think that's our... Oh my lord. Lost the back end again there. Got a nice gap to Vettel behind, so that will come in handy for our penalty. Potentially the penalty. Unless Vettel's got a penalty as well for hitting us. Just going to pull off to the left, cool the tyres down again. Just keep off the racing line. So interesting that. I've been told to go off Rich, which I don't think is the best thing to do in the world. I've still got plenty of fuel in me, so I think now's the time to burn some of it up now. So we need to try and keep the gap to Vettel to what it is right now. As we're actually catching up to Raikkonen, as you can see, he's now 1.9 seconds. So I'm saving my tyre wear right now is actually helping me out a treat. Just keeping it in within the track. Just this part, they'll be quicker than me, obviously. Just wide again. Just we know once the DRS is enabled, that's when we know it's the time to pit. Apparently we're being scheduled to pit now, which is interesting. I just don't think it's time to pit yet. Next lap possibly is the time we pit. So I think I might do that actually. Just been very cautious now. We're obviously on worn intermediates compared to the AI's new fresh set of inters. I'll say though, the damage though that we picked up isn't too bad. I mean, we're not losing too much time to Vettel behind. So as we're going to react to Raikkonen. So once Raikkonen's in the pits, that's when we will pit. We're not going to change the wing, as I mentioned. I think actually we're going to take a gamble now. We're going to... Oh, that's just gone badly wrong there. We've got to drive through. Have we got the drive through now, or we're getting tired? So we're taking a massive gamble now, pitting early for inters, dries. This could be a massive gamble and a half. We need to gain time now, get the drive through out the way, and then... I hope this is a good strategy call. I don't think this is the right call. Oh. It's close. It's close to dry tyre. but I think we've gone too early. Marking at the growl of Alonso's car.
We're considering switching to an alternate strategy. Do you want to change or stick to plan A?
It is close to the dry tyres though. Just think maybe a lap. We may actually have to. The AI may react, so that'll be interesting. But I mean, we won't lose out to Alonso once he pits because obviously we've got the drive-through, so we may do it now actually. Nearly lost it again, so we'll do the drive-through now and then absolutely sweat it out now and get something from this, but not what we wanted. And what's it doing? Why is it putting on intermediates again? What is it doing? I wanted to do the drive-through. Oh, the game's done me over again. They have actually done me over again. I was going in, didn't do a strategy change or whatever. The game has actually done me there. Oh my god. Thinking it will be a drive-through, the game for some reason wanted me to pit for inters again. Oh my god. I didn't do any changes to strategy or anything like that. And I wanted to pit for the drive-through and it just did that. Like,
We think there's a viable strategy change available to us. Would you like to keep to the current plan or try the new one?
if this tells me to pit for dries, I will be annoyed. Oh no. Strategy calls, especially this one, by pitting me when I have a drive-through. Don't know how that works, but I have to have some words with the team afterwards. And as we head to Baku, we've got someone parked up here. I don't know who this is. It's Verline, so he's off the racing line. But if this was early on in the race, it would be the safety car. And if I'm honest now, guys, I'm just chilling at the minute. It is Curse, so oh, Rio Haryanto's gone.
Okay, some information on Button. They're slowing down. It seems like there's some kind of problem with their car.
Apparently I went off or something like that. That's a bit strange. Button's got problems there. Guys, we're going to get 8th. 8th positions on the cards. Button's got massive problems right now. Oh, what? You lost me for the last 7 minutes. Oh, great. I'm not restarting though. Oh, God. Wow, you lost it from that 28. Oh, God. I might have to put a disclaimer in the chat. But that is not what I needed right there. What's even more annoying is Hulkenberg and Co are catching me again. Gotta get this back up to 6 seconds. Raikkonen wins the race. I think it's his first win. I don't know what's going on with YouTube recently, because they've had an issue with a couple of streams earlier, so I will have to consider maybe doing a Twitch stream potentially of this race. So I'm a bit annoyed about that. I think we'll drop to 10th, you know, I've got a feeling. We'll drop to 10th place here. I think we're going to be 10th, I think, in this one. As we come across the line. And we will be in 10th, unfortunately. I'm a bit annoyed about that.
A great win then for the Maranello team today. And I have to wonder, Anthony Davidson, just what set them apart from the competition here.
The difference was clearly in the strategy. You could tell they'd done a lot of work on the pit wall to really optimise each stint and get the most out of the tyres. And it highlights just how much of a team sport this really is. But credit to the driver as well, though. There's no good having a well-oiled machine behind the scenes without a talented hand on the wheel, of course.
And as we can see, it's time for the podium. And as the drivers make their way out, there's a familiar red suit making its way to the top step. Fantastic win for Ferrari.
So that's it, guys. That is the race, and I only apologise. I don't know what's going on with YouTube recently. On lap 28 to 34, losing, what, 7 laps? 6-7 laps? Oh, this race has been mad. Like, I don't know if you saw me going into the pits for a on there, but basically,
And now
I'll let
let's
Crocky
take a
talk.
look at the driver's standings. Well, the lead at the top has come down after a poor result for our points leader. Now then, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
Well, I have to give it to Kimi Raikkonen. Consistency, good battles, sensible driving. He can be pleased with that performance today.
And here's how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. That's it for today's Grand Prix, and from Ant and I, it's goodbye, and see you again next time.
So that has been the race, guys, and apparently someone in the chat's mentioning that apparently recently YouTube cut streams off after an hour, which is kind of concerning. So what I might have to do is do qualifying off air and then do it for you guys just for the sake of it. But the race win was Raikkonen's there by 6 seconds from Hamilton, with Rosberg in 3rd, with Ricciardo 4th, Alonso in 5th, good performance from him, with Vettel, who took us out of the hairpin, in P6, with Bottas 7th, Hulkenberg 8th, Sainz in 9th, and us in 10th, with 4 pit stops. Yeah, that happened. But we'll have to look at the driver's standings now, and that will put us P7 still ahead of Sainz, which is what I needed to do. We're only ahead by 8 points, but we're the best of the rest, really, if you count out Vettel, Hamilton and Raikkonen, Rosberg, Ricciardo and Verstappen on there, but we're the best of the rest, so that's alright. But in the Constructors, we're still P4 by 16 points, which is what we needed, really. And I may have to consider going to Twitch for the Baku race as a precaution, but we'll have to wait and see how we go on there. But I only apologise for the problems we had. I don't know what was going on there. I need to dive into some more research into why YouTube's doing this at the minute on there, because I've seen a few streams do this today, so we'll see how we go. We've got some points there, 91 resource points, not really that much important. This one, we failed on there, we lost him here, but we would go to number 5, so we'll be at the halfway stage, which is not too bad, really, from where we were originally at the start of this episode, so we can take it away from there. And I know it's not my fault. Let's put hashtag blame YouTube in the chat, guys. Hashtag blame YouTube on there, but that is not what I needed. So I need to put it in the chat, obviously when this goes live and stuff on there. But if someone could let me know about the light goal, I would really appreciate it, because I'll need to know for the next round of the championship, which is of course at Azerbaijan in Baku for the first time. Should be interesting how that goes. And obviously I'm just going to quickly show you again on there, and we should get our massive upgrade for Baku, which will help us in terms of the engine. So Jeff's strategy, yeah, that is the point on there. It's just the problem, if I say it, is lots of people who are watching this back will be like, why has he chopped that bit off on there? 40 likes. We'll have to. I'm going to probably leave it to tomorrow, guys, for that. So later on tonight, I will be doing a race with the subs. It's not going to be a long one. It's only going to be about an hour to an hour and a half later tonight. So I'm going to be asking you guys to come along as well, which will be fantastic for you guys, and race with me if you have me on Steam. If you do have Steam, then all you got to do is add me. It's the same as my YouTube channel on there. It won't be a long one, so we'll see how we go. But tomorrow we'll be back for Baku. Hopefully YouTube fixes the issues that we have, that we've experienced today. But until next time, guys, I'll see you later tonight for the race with the subs. And if you can't make it, then make sure to like this video and subscribe, as we'll be back tomorrow for the Baku race, which will be very interesting to see how we go there. But we may even go to Ultimate AI, possibly. If not, it will definitely be Austria. We will go for Ultimate AI on there. But until then, guys, have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow after the Italian Grand Prix as well for the Baku Grand Prix. Until then, guys, have a great day, and I'll see you later on tonight. Take care, guys. See you later.